Very good afternoon, dear students. The next topic illustrated in our syllabus, that is redox potential and their role in the living system. So in the previous class we have discussed major type of chemical reactions are redox reactions. We have discussed different types of redox reactions and what is oxidation, what is reduction, what is their fundamental chemistry principles. Okay. Now this class we are going to discuss what do you mean by redox potential and their what is their role for the living system. Then we are going to discuss the what do you mean by redox potential. Okay, so redox potential, it is nothing but redox potential, that is oxidation reduction potential. This is a measure of the tendency of a chemical species to acquire electron or lose electron and thereby reduced or oxidized respectively. Okay, due to this acquiring or losing the electron, they are either reduced or oxidized separately. Okay, so this is known as it is the measure of the tendency of the solution to either gain or lose electron when it is subject to a change by introduction of a new species, and generally this is measured in terms of volt or a millivolt. Okay, then if the solution has a high reduction potential, that is more positive reduction potential than the new species, then it will have a tendency to gain electrons. Okay, at the same time, if the solution with a lower or a more negative reduction potential will have a tendency to lose electron to the new species. Okay, so the electron oxidation reduction potential, it is in aqueous solution are determined by measuring the potential difference between the electrodes, okay, that is present in the solution. Okay, so that is very important. So that is all about this redox potential. Now we are going to discuss what is the importance of this reduction potential in biological system, especially this biological system, especially in biochemistry. We are having so many transport process. There you can see that the coupled transport of the electrons and protons are happening. Okay, and there are so many biochemical reactions are the oxidation reduction dependent process. So this redox potential has got a lot of relevance in the biological system, and especially many enzymatic reactions which are oxidation or reduction reaction. Okay, most of the enzymatic reactions are either oxidation or reduction reactions. Okay, and similarly some organism will have an ability to carry out oxidation and reduction potential, that depending on the oxidation reduction state of the environment and its reduction potential. Then if you talk about microbiology, aerobic bacteria, aerobic microorganisms are generally active at positive oxidation reduction potential. Okay, EH stands for oxidation reduction potential. Aerobic microorganisms are generally active at a positive electron oxidation reduction potential or EAL values, EH values, whereas the anaerobic organism, especially obligate anaerobes or strict anaerobes, are generally active at a negative EH values. And this redox potential that mainly affect in the solubility of the nutrients, especially the transport of metal ions. Okay, there are organisms that can adjust their metabolism to a lower environment, such as facultative anaerobes. So facultative anaerobes case, they can adjust the oxidation reduction potential. They will not be either positive or negative at in an active oxidation reduction potential. They can adjust. So you know that facultative anaerobic are the organism, they are able to live in the presence or absence of the oxygen. Okay, so facultative anaerobics can active at generally a positive EH value and similarly a negative EH value in presence of oxygen bearing molecules such as nitrates and sulfates. Okay, they are active generally at positive EH values or negative EH value. So like this oxidation reduction potential has got a lot of biochemistry aspects in the living system. Then what are the role of oxidation reduction potential in the biochemical pathway? So you know that the principal biochemical pathway where the glucose is the simplest sugar that convert into that utilizes or convert into various components that will undergo the anabolic process or catabolic process, and they will be converting the simplest form of the say for example, if it is glucose, that will convert into pyruvic acid, and this pyruvic acid will be entered into citric acid cycle. There are electrons coming out from that particular pathway that is transferred to a series of membrane bound carrier, and there it enter into the electron transport system where it reaches to the ATPase, where the ATP will be produced. Okay, so that is what I told. This when the glucose is broken down in the presence of oxygen, presence of an aerobic reaction, that is aerobic reaction, then it converts 6 carbon compounds into 6 water molecule, and this is the overall equation. Okay, the glucose converted using 6 molecular oxygen and convert carbon dioxide and water approximately minus 686 kilocalorie per mole energy is spending. Okay, so in this transport process, the oxidation reduction potential is very, very important. So in this case, we are going to discuss what is substrate phosphorylation, substrate level phosphorylation, then oxidative level phosphorylation, and electron transport system, and what is the role of this redox potential. So as a glucose molecule generally broken down into simpler form, then the release of energy will be takes place with the help of ATP. Okay, and this phosphate is transferred. ATP, you know that will convert into ADP plus inorganic phosphate produces ATP. So this adenosine triphosphate group is transferred from a pathway intermediate straight to ADP, and this particular process is known as substrate level phosphorylation. That is a intermediate pathway that is happening. The ADP will be interacted with an inorganic phosphate and produce ATP. Okay, then here the electrons are obtained from the glucose, which are transferred from a series of carriers. Okay, that is their small molecules are known as electron carriers. Okay, so these electron carriers are the group of protein that is commonly present in the inner membrane of the bacterial cell, or inner membrane of the, in the case of eukaryote, inner membrane of the mitochondrial cell, and this is known as electron transport system. Okay, so once the electrons move through the electron transport system, they go to a higher to a lower energy level and ultimately passes the through the oxygen. Okay, so that is the important. So obviously this oxidation and reduction reactions are happening. They are having lot of vital role. Then in the case of oxidative phosphorylation, the energy released the electron transport system, that is captured as a proton gradient. Okay, that is one of the, that is transmit when the electrons are transporting, you know that similarly the protons are transmitting, and the membrane, outside the membrane there will be having a positive charge, inside the membrane there is a negative charge, and there is a balancing proton and electrons. Okay, and there is a potential difference exists that exert in the transport, that is known as proton motive force. Okay, so this proton gradient which powers the production of ATP by a membrane protein called ATPase. Okay, ATPase we will discuss the detailed aspects. Okay, so that is known as oxidative phosphorylation. Okay, so when this organic fuel like glucose, okay, broken down into using an electron transport system using oxygen as the terminal electron acceptor, and finally they produces ATP, and that process is known as aerobic respiration. Okay, and this is commonly present in so many anaerobic organism and similarly aerobic organism. In some prokaryote, especially bacteria, this pathway is similar to that of aerobic respiration, but with a different inorganic molecule such as sulfur, which is substituted for oxygen, will be taking place a major role. And these pathways are not oxygen dependent pathway, and the process is known as anaerobic respiration. So certain organism, this aerobic respiration, that is commonly a part of the oxidative phosphorylation, but the oxygen is not taking a particular role, then they will be able to do this particular process by the molecule, inorganic molecule like sulfur, such a kind of a molecule, that is known as a anaerobic respiration. That is, anaerobic means non-oxygen requiring process. Okay, and both the processes are example of cellular respiration, the breakdown of complex organic fuels, that is that will be broken down into simpler form, and there is a formation of a ATP by electron transporter chain will take place, and thus both the oxidation reduction potentials are have a lot of role. So this is what I told. Here you can see the mitochondria, this is the phospholipids, this is inner membrane, this is outer membrane. Okay, and this is electron transport chain. Okay, so here you can see this is the series of membrane bound carrier proteins. Okay, that is commonly present in the integral membrane proteins, this one, this one, this one, this one. So the electrons are passed from this particular system. Okay, here you can see when its electrons are passing, so that ADP will be converted into ADP is acquire a phosphate. Okay, and that converted into ATP. Okay, and that the membrane bound carriers. Okay, here I told you the transport of the H plus ions, they are coming outside and inside. Okay, and here electron as the electron will be carried by certain membrane bound carriers. They transport series of membrane bound carriers, finally it produces the ATP. So this is known as the oxidative phosphorylation, that is electron transport system. Okay, and this particular oxygen, the glucose is broken down into reactions. Okay, when the glucose is broken down into so many reaction by using certain substrate. Okay, and here ADP will be converted into ATP. Okay, that inorganic phosphate will be utilized here, and that is known as substrate level phosphorylation. So what I am trying to tell is both aerobic substrate level phosphorylation and oxidative phosphorylation, the redox potentials are very, very important. The stable processing will have a significant role for the functioning of the electron transporter system. Then in the case of electron transport system, and it is happening, there is the electrons are obtained, electrons are transported electrons are acquired by the electron carrier. They transport this electron from a series of membrane bound carrier. Finally it reaches to the site of respiration, that is ATPase enzyme. Okay, then you will be having the ATPase, mainly then you will be having the ATP. Okay, so there are 4 important complex that plays a very vital role in the electron transport system, where 3 are the oxidation and 1 is the reduction. Okay, so that is what I wanted to tell. So complex 1, that is nicotinamide adenine dehydrogenase. Okay, NADH dehydrogen, that is a protein. Okay, that is a protein, that is complex 1. We will see that. Okay, complex 1, and it is an iron sulfur protein. Iron sulfur protein. Here you can see NADH plus H plus and coenzyme Q. There will be, this is an oxidoreductase class of enzyme, that is complex 1, and they releases the proton, and you can see that NADH plus and CO Q2. Okay, that will be produced. That is the function of NADH dehydrogenase. And the second complex is another important complex protein called succinate dehydrogenate, and this one also an iron sulfur center. So what is the role here? The succinate in comparison with the coenzyme Q, okay, that is also a succinate coenzyme Q. Okay, that is an oxidoreductase. Okay, this complex 2 that convert the fumarate into coenzyme Q and hydrogen. Okay, that is a function of complex 2. Then the case of complex 3, the cytochromes B and C. I told you these cytochromes are series of membrane bound carriers. Okay, and a specific iron sulfur center is also having. Okay, cytochromes are that is commonly present in intermembrane proteins. Okay, so that one is a complex thing. Things. Okay, complex proteins. Okay, so here the coenzyme QH plus 2 cytochrome C in terms of iron sulfur center. It's an ionic ferric state actually, and that is a hydro COQ and cytochrome, that is a complex 3. Okay, here it is coenzyme Q, and these two cytochromes are cytochrome C will be segregated out. So that is the next important step, the complex 3. And there is a complex for the cytochromes A and A3. Here I told the cytochrome B and C, and A is remaining. That A and A3 are known as a cytochrome, that complex for a cytochrome oxidase. So first three are the oxidoreductase. Their reduction is happening, and here it is oxidation is happening. So for C, cytochrome C Fe2 plus, okay, this complex, okay, and what will happen in presence of an oxygen, addition of oxygen, then what will happen, there will be undergoing the this is a oxidoreductase enzyme will be taking place a role, and cytochrome oxidase, and that will be converted into 4 cytochrome C Fe3 plus, okay, Fe2 plus, it is converted into Fe3 plus water. These are the 4 important complex that plays a very vital role in the electron transporter system. This is what I told, complex 1, okay, that is the NADH, this electron acceptor that will convert into NAD plus, okay. Then complex 2 FAD, that is the FAD2 DH2 converted into FAD is complex 2, and complex 3, this is the electrons, that is the cytochrome C to cytochrome C, okay. So it's Fe3 plus to Fe2 plus, that is complex 3, and 4 you can see that cytochrome C, okay. See here cytochrome A and all other things are there, A and B, okay. Cytochrome C, that is complex 4, half molecule of oxygen converted into water. Here proton motive force are this is the cytosol or a cytoplasmic matrix, and this is in inner side of the cell, okay. So this is the major role of oxidation reduction reactions in the electron transport system. So what I want to tell is the oxidation reduction potential thus has got a significant role in the membrane transporter system, oxidative phosphorylation, substrate level phosphorylation, and the whole energy process that is happening in the biochemistry, okay, and the whole metabolic pathway that is commonly seen in biochemistry. So that is all about this particular topic. So I conclude today's class. So today we have discussed introduction to redox potential. What do you mean by redox potential? What is the unit? Okay, what are the major fundamental perspectives, and how redox potential are affecting the biological system. So what is their role in the system? Okay, especially in the biogeochemical pathways. Okay, how it is, what is the importance of substrate level phosphorylation, okay, and what is the importance of electron redox potential in the oxidative phosphorylation, and finally what is the role of electron transport chain with the help of 4 complexes, okay, 3 oxidation and 1 reduction, okay. So that is how it is happening in the electron transporter system. So these are the major textbook. As I said, Principles of Biochemistry by Leninger is the major book, okay. These are the additional book. Any book if you refer, you will be getting the information. So these are the reference book that is illustrated in the syllabus, okay. So thank you very much for watching this particular class. If you are having any clarification, you can mail me or you can call me and you can ask me. So this is all about the role of electron transport system, the role of redox potential in the biological system, especially in the biochemistry. So thank you very much for watching this particular